In December 2025, a wheelchair user went to space for the first time in history on Blue Origin's new Shepard flight. NS-37 space is no longer only for government astronauts, and the companies selling tickets right now are very real. The question is not whether regular people can go to space. The question is how soon and how much. Welcome back to Tomorrow's Science. Let's dive in. The first paying space tourist in history was Dennis Tito, an American businessman who paid $20 million to ride a Russian Soyuz rocket to the International Space Station in 2001. For 20 years, space tourism meant $50–80 million tickets on Russian spacecraft, completely out of reach for anyone except the ultra-wealthy. Then 2021 changed everything. 3 separate companies flew paying civilian passengers to space in the same calendar year for the first time ever. In July 2021, Richard Branson flew on Virgin Galactic's VSS Unity, becoming the first company founder to ride his own spacecraft to the edge of space. 2 weeks later, Jeff Bezos launched on Blue Origin's new Shepard with 3 other passengers, including the youngest person ever in space and the oldest, 82-year-old aviation pioneer Wally Funk. In September 2021, SpaceX launched Inspiration 4, the first all-civilian orbital crew in history, spending 3 days in orbit at 585 kilometers, higher than the International Space Station. As of March 2026, Virgin Galactic reopened ticket sales at $750,000 per seat, up from $600,000 before their 2-year flight pause. Their new Delta-class spaceships carry 6 passengers instead of 4, with ground testing beginning April 2026 and commercial flights targeting late 2026. Over 675 people currently have tickets waiting. CEO Michael Colglazier confirmed the company is targeting 10 to 15 flights per month once the fleet is operational. On 30 January 2026, Blue Origin announced a pause of at least 2 years on new Shepard tourist flights, redirecting resources to its Blue Moon lunar lander for NASA's Artemis program. The final new Shepard tourist flight was NS-38 on 22 January 2026, and notably NS-37 in December 2025 carried the first wheelchair user ever to reach space. Blue Origin has a multi-year customer backlog waiting. The pause is a business decision. The company confirmed it is not permanent and new vehicle designs are in development. SpaceX offers the most extreme civilian space experience available. Orbital missions to the International Space Station through Axiom Space at approximately $55 million per seat for a 10-day stay. SpaceX's Polaris Dawn mission in 2024 reached 1,400 kilometers above Earth, the highest any human has traveled since the Apollo program, and included the first commercial spacewalk. SpaceX's Starship, the largest and most powerful rocket ever built, is designed to cut orbital seat costs to $1–2 million once fully operational, according to multiple industry analysts. For those who cannot afford a rocket ticket, balloon companies offer near-space experiences, rising 30 kilometers high for panoramic views of Earth's curvature and the blackness of space above. Space Perspective offers stratospheric balloon rides at $125,000 per seat. Worldview targets $50,000. These are not technically space, but the view of Earth from that altitude is comparable to what early astronauts described. French company Zefalto and American startup Space Perspective both offer 6-hour balloon flights with drinks and a pressurized cabin, something no rocket trip can provide. Blue Origin's new Shepard required only 14 hours of total training before flight, the shortest preparation of any crewed spacecraft program in history. There are no legal age or nationality restrictions on space tourism. Blue Origin's youngest passenger was 18, oldest was 90. NS-37 in December 2025 confirmed a wheelchair user can fly. Medical screening is required. Passengers must pass a cardiovascular fitness check. For orbital missions, Training extends to months of NASA-level preparation. In 2001, a space seat cost $20 million. By 2021, Virgin Galactic was charging $450,000 for suborbital. In 2026, that price is $750,000, but the direction over the next decade is clearly downward. Experts project suborbital tickets could drop to around $100,000 by 2030 as Starship scales up and competition increases, comparable to what a luxury Antarctic expedition costs today. China's Blue Aerospace has already announced a 12-minute suborbital flight for 2027 at $210,000. The first 2 seats sold out in 20 minutes, showing demand is real and global. Axiom Space is building the world's first commercial space station, designed to dock with the ISS in 2026 and operate independently after the ISS retirement, targeted for the early 2030s. Orbital Reef, a joint venture between Blue Origin and Sierra Space, plans to offer week-long orbital hotel stays for $500,000 to $1 million per person by approximately 2030. The World Economic Forum and McKinsey project the overall space economy will grow from $630 billion today to $1.8 trillion by 2035, driven heavily by private space stations and tourism. Current estimates place the fatality risk for orbital missions at roughly 1 in 100 to 200, significantly higher than commercial aviation, and something every serious company discloses to passengers before booking. Suborbital flights are considered significantly lower risk. Virgin Galactic completed multiple commercial flights safely in 2023 before pausing, and Blue Origin exceeded 25 successful new Shepard launches, including 6 crew. The FAA regulates all U.S. commercial space launches and requires that passengers sign an informed consent acknowledging the risks. The same standard applied to all Virgin Galactic, Blue Origin, and SpaceX passenger flights. Virgin Galactic has over 675 future passengers waiting. The company confirmed tickets were sold to people from multiple countries, not exclusively American billionaires, but also wealthy professionals and entrepreneurs globally. UBS projects 50,000 people could reach space annually by 2030 as prices fall and flight frequency increases, a number that would transform space from an exclusive experience into a premium travel category. The space tourism market was valued at $1.03 to $1.9 billion in 2025 and is projected to hit $8.67 billion by 2030 at a compound annual growth rate of 44.8%, according to multiple verified market analyses. If you have $125,000 right now, a balloon flight to the stratosphere is a bookable reality. Space Perspective and Worldview both have seats available with no rocket required. If you can save $100,000 by 2030, verified industry projections suggest suborbital rocket flights may reach that price point as Starship scales, competition grows, and Virgin Galactic increases frequency. Space travel for regular people is not a dream anymore. It is a documented, commercially active, and rapidly scaling industry. The only real variable is time and price. That is tomorrow's science, and it is happening right now.